Sports fans, welcome back to the channel. Excited. We've got Clay Harper from Monster Energy Pro Downhill Series. We've had him on before, so if you missed that episode, go back and check it out. But we live from the US Open. We can do a little preview of the US Open, but I unfortunately can't make it out this year, so I'm really disappointed. But I thought maybe I can get stuck in, hear about what's going into the event, and then maybe we'll catch up afterwards. So, Clay, you are running on adrenaline probably already getting this race up and running. But you're at the US Open, but you are running the whole series, and this is round 5, I think, of the series this year, and kind of your marquee event, for lack of a better term, I guess, with the huge prize money, big names flying in. How are we doing?
We're doing good, man. So, I mean, basically, like you said, I'm here on site. Like, I'm in a weird spot right here, right? So, like, you can see, like, this is my crew setting up. We got trucks, our trailers, everything over there. This is like the registration. This is the back of house registration. And if you look out over here, I think you can see up there is the mountain. You can see the racetrack and everything going in. It's been a big last minute push like every other event on earth. And we actually have, a handful of, it's funny, you're going to hear my crew driving by somebody just rode by on a Saran doing a wheelie that works for us. But the reason I was late to get down here is we're doing testing on the track today with the course markings. We got the finish stretch is built up a little different than usual, so we had to do an alternative line, I guess you would say, for the finish stretch. So I just drug a couple of my guys up there who have been swinging hammers and working all day to jump on the bikes and do some testing of the lines, and we grabbed a few other guys. And it's a tricky spot because we have to actually slow people down a little, because like you're going fall line, you're going like Mach 1 down the hill there. And one of the hallmarks of the US Open is it's open to everybody. So we have full amateur classes on the same track, and we just got to be careful with how we lay things out and take everybody's skill level to account. So that one's always tricky. It's always a last minute thing we're working on, and it's like, I don't know if you watch the vlogs that I do on our Instagram. They're like 5-minute vlogs. I actually went from hating them to kind of enjoying them. I have fun with them now. But we talk about how we lay out the course poles and stuff. I think we could make a whole mini drama YouTube series on me and my track team debating pin locations. And then we could bring in like special guests like Nico Malali, because he and I always argue over pin placement and stuff. It's probably a part of it that most people, or some crew, it's probably a part of it that most people have no idea, right? Like you show up to a racetrack, you're like, oh man, this is cool. Like it just goes around this corner and down that hill. Cut tape to like 5 guys standing in a field at 4:55 p.m. on a Friday night yelling at each other about, no, it should be there. No, it should be there. So I love it. I enjoy it. So.
And the best part is, like you say, no one really knows if it was going to be a foot to the left or foot to the right. So
Totally.
It's not like anyone can break the time, be like, yeah, it's better that you put it there. It's just that's the racetrack. But it's awesome to see the passion that goes in. The trick is?
Yes. The the most difficult part of it is you can't change it once it starts. Once we get to a certain, like day 1 after practice, we're really good at taking the pro athlete's input, and it's one of my favorite things to do is like kind of hold like a town hall sometimes with like, hey, that was an area that was challenging, or to lay out like, pull some athletes that I trust in. And what I mean by trust is certain athletes, and you know who you are, will come to me with ideas for the track because they just want it that way. And then it's better for them. Other athletes have a much more holistic view of it, and they'll be like, look, I think this is safer and smarter and a better race. Could you potentially look at moving this pin? So like after track walk or the beginning of pro practice, we'll look at that stuff, and occasionally we'll make a change, especially like, dude, we're only human. You know what I mean? Like people can point out some stuff we missed. It's not hard to realize like the worst is when we leave an easy line open for the pros. That's the worst. You know what I mean? Like you set up a jump, you put all this energy and money into building it, and then you accidentally tape a go around that's faster, and you're like, that's the worst. So it's a process, but there's a few people I really, really enjoy getting feedback from. You know, Nico is one of them. Kaylee Skelton's another person who's like always, always helping us out with that stuff. Um, it's good. It's good to get perspective.
Yeah, I mean that's a good segue. Speaking of previewing the US Open, like it's exciting to hear about the course changes. I've always loved racing in America, and I think a lot of the races do. It just is a different. It's not like better or worse, but it's different to racing in Europe. That's for sure. But
Totally, totally different.
you've got these names that you're starting to sort of bring into like everyone's kind of mind vision. You just mentioned Kaylee Skelton, like she's won a few of these races this year,
Hmm.
and we're going to see her up against the likes of Camille Blanche and a Newkirk if she's healthy. What do you think of her chances, like taking a big title like the US Open? It can really like help riders' confidence, help sponsors look at them.
Yeah, I think. I mean, I think she's got a great chance. She is. How do I say this? She's part of. She's kind of like right up right up the middle of a lot of the uh, rhetoric behind pro downhill series, which is like, hey, not all athletes want to spend most of their life in Europe if they live in America, and there's a lot of people who I think could have great careers, but they don't have a spot necessarily on that circuit and don't want to travel the world. And so like she's really at home here. She's like such an American girl. Like you look at her Instagram, like old Ford trucks and American flags and stuff. So comfort level super high, confidence high, and I think she has it in her. Pressure is a different story. I don't know what'll happen, when the pressure gets applied. Um, some advantages I think she has is she's a powerful rider, and this track really rewards powerful riders, and to some degree, like a little bit bigger riders. Like, if you were to put like, say like, Jackson versus Asa or something like that, like a big guy and a not so big guy on this track together, the advantage is for the big guys, just like momentum. It's a flat spot in the middle of this track. You're familiar with it. It's just, there's no matter what we do, we've opened the track up so much this year. There's so many new sections. Um, I think a lot of people will be surprised at how much better the track rides this year than ever before. But nevertheless, you can't escape gravity. This middle section really defines the whole track. Like so often, you just talk about how the final sector defines a track, right? Like that kind of is like usually the one. Um, in this case, I think it's definitely the middle sector when you hit that like a couple hundred feet of just dead flat, and you got to have the momentum to get through it. So I'd love to see her win, and I think you know uh, I don't know a lot about Cammie's riding. Like I don't know what her strengths are. I've watched her. I'm a fan, but I don't really know her well. So I'm interested to see that. I know Aletha rides this track really well. Aletha Oscar, she's here. And don't forget, here in Pro Downhill Series, for one, Aletha rides in the pro class. Like we don't make you wait till you're 19. And then for two, it's open. It's an open class, so you can race this at 15 if you want. So like Aletha, Anna, Kaylee, all these people, Cammie, they're all going straight up same class. So it'll be interesting. I told Nico the other day on a call, it's like, dude, you got a chance to like clean sweep here. Like Asa and Anna on the podium, that's a big payday. Like, I mean, who's buying?
Yeah, I
Asa
wonder if he's
can't buy
got some
drinks. Yeah, he
commission.
can't.
Yeah, he's got
Asa
some
can't buy
commission
drinks at
of
the bar.
prize money.
I don't know about that, but the my pad's blown away. Hold on, we're outside, like I said, the parking lot here, so the wind's kicking up. Yeah, I think that the women's race is more difficult this year than it's been in recent years to pick a winner, and the main reason for that is we've had multi-time winner Nina Hoffman just dominating the US Open for the past few years. And again, like she's a powerful rider, and this track really suits her well, but she's sitting out. Her and Jackson, I was told, are both sitting out because of their risk to injury before the last two rounds of World Cup, given their point standing, which I totally understand that, so that's fine. Really opened up the women's category, like completely opened it up to something new.
Yeah, it's going to be cool. And what's the prize purse again for the win?
15K to the winner. So,
Oh man.
yeah,
Well,
so like a clean, a
sucks,
frameworks
sucks.
clean sweep.
Yeah, it sucks you guys having to focus on other races. But yeah, the calendar didn't line up quite how it did last year. Last year, it was pretty cool to see a lot of people coming over. But we got some new names
It,
like Camille Blanche coming over. I think she suits the more sort of technical tracks, but at the same time, she is very good at carrying speed. So it's going to be cool to see. But Elite is like kind of the wild card because she's been doing well in junior category.
she's been second, and she's been second here. Yeah.
Yeah, but we know how well she can do on home soil. So
Yep.
that's going to be huge. And then is Anna Newkirk healthy again? Like maybe now with her being at home, she'll just be comfortable again. So, I mean, she started
She's
the
been riding
season.
so well.
She
Just
started
so
the
well.
season
Yeah.
insanely well. The first 3 races, like in the top 5 and second, thirds. I mean, I've got the notes on the World Cup, so that was like really cool to see. So, but I'm excited to see where someone like you said, Kaylee is like really comfortable being on US soil, chooses to stay at home, and that's cool. Like each to their own, right? And maybe this is like she's got a bit of like a sort of be in her bonnet to take it to some of the people coming over from Europe.
Yeah. She's got two kind of double-edged sword in the way Worlds went for her. In that she didn't have a strong showing, right? So that makes her hungry and really want to like kick ass. U.S. Open is another opportunity. It's like kind of in the same category as Worlds. It's like a little bit of a different type of race, kind of a pretty iconic one-off type race. And the other side of that sword is the reason she didn't do well is I think she re-injured her wrist or something. So like I am worried that she may have some issues hanging on to the bars, but I haven't spoken with her yet. She messaged me, but we haven't actually connected. She's coming. She's excited to race, but I don't know exactly how strong she is right now.
No, fair enough. And I would say like compare some European tracks, especially Champry, versus some of the American tracks. Like you say, sometimes the elevation drop is not as much. So that's no doubt that sometimes when you go over for 1 or 2 events a year into Europe, it's not that easy. But over to the
It's
men,
crazy.
I mean, Troy Brosnan's on this sheet though, so I know Lucas Shaw is not.
Yeah, I
But
don't know what Luca's deal
Troy,
is.
Troy
Yeah.
is, and
Yep.
I think that track's going to suit Troy just fine.
I would be delighted to add
Hey,
Troy's name.
I know he's
Yeah, I
small
would.
in stature, but he can carry speed like the best of them.
Oh, yeah, and I would be delighted to add his name to the history books of U.S. Open, right? But I think the men's race is going to be really difficult this year. Asa is again been second on the podium. I think that kid is just accolade farming. Like I just invented a new one with that, but like he's just accolade farming. He's like, I want UCI titles. I want US titles. I want US Open titles. Hell, I want Red Bull Hardline. And everyone knows that in the background, he's scheming for once he ticks all those boxes, he's going to be like, all right, pause on racing. I got to go win a rampage. Like the kid wants everything. So like, I would say it would be dangerous to bet against him. But dude, you got Troy Brosnan, who I've never seen Troy on a track quite like this, so that's going to be really exciting for me to watch. And then Dakota. Dakota's already won here twice. Dakota Norton, he's a powerful rider.
Is he coming?
There's actually a handful of people who are racing who are not on that list yet for various reasons.
Ah, cheeky.
Yes, really. Well, some are because it was a last-minute commitment and registration closed. And so, like, my team processed it, but they couldn't get them on. Others specifically were like, don't put my name on the list till the last minute. So
the rider said that.
Yeah, it's crazy. So it's cool. Actually, one of them is, I think that'll probably drop tomorrow. There's
it'll be out by the time this comes out, so you might as well drop it on here.
I'm not going to drop this one because
I know who it is.
No, I bet you don't, because this one is
Greg Minot.
A name. Well, no, Greg is coming. Greg's racing. He just missed registration. Flat out, he's just late and missed it.
Yeah, no, he told me he's racing that. I didn't see him on the registration. I was like, He's a bit busy running a team to register
Yeah, yeah,
himself.
yeah. I just was messaging this morning with Jordy from Fox, and they're here racing and testing. So I think that he's I don't know that he has his whole team. I think he's focusing on himself racing this, and I don't think he's really raced that much this year. So he probably called in the backup from Fox to get him like all set up because he wants the money and the title. He probably needs the money to pay for the team this year. But the
Yeah, it's mountain biking isn't cheap at the moment, but
all I'm going to say is there is a phenom 14-year-old or 14 or 15. I think he's 14 still, who is been dominating a lot of races and didn't understand how easy it is to race the open class here and thought they needed special permission and everything. And so it's all transpired in the past couple of days. And like, call me crazy, but I could see something pretty wild. I mean, I don't think that he's capable of taking the win, but I think he's capable of putting himself ahead of a lot of big name pros come this Saturday.
all right. Well, I'll look out for that name
Do
that
you?
I maybe don't even know yet. But let's
I'll
let's
just
let
let me give you a hint. I'll just drop a hint. He probably likes maple syrup.
so he's Canadian. Well, I don't even know youngsters from there. I haven't even looked. So this
Get
is the
ready
cool.
to know. Get ready to know this one.
This is the cool thing with the series is, these are sometimes names that you don't know unless you're at the regional races. But someone that can take the title is the reigning champ. He's on the list. He's just come off a podium in Lenzerheide. It's Lockie Stevens McNabb. I mean,
Yes,
you
Lockie.
couldn't,
Yeah,
if you're going to design a track for a guy who comes with a bit of BMX background and he's got that dog in him, I think he'll be hunting. I don't think he's in the overall because he's had a pretty weird up and down season with injuries. So
he's
I'm
not.
sure it's like a world champs for him. So I think Lockie's going to be tough to beat.
Yeah, and the U.S. Open is so prime for people who are like fast but aren't in the overall in series at this point, right? Like it just works well. But the thing with Lockie is, dude, the Lockie versus Dakota, like they're a generation between them, but they got like a similar build. They have a similar background. They're both wild men. Like to me, if we have a repeat of the showdown last year between those two, that'll be a damn good race.
Yeah, and I think Gwyn's got some more bike time under him. He's raced domestically and internationally, showing that speed. The Q1, Q2 has been something for him to like get used to. And I think dipping in and out of World Cups is not that easy. I just think the pace like sneaks up, and then he's based his travel around being at home more. Um, I wonder how hungry he is.
I hope he is. He's leading the points in the pro downhill series. So
He is for the series.
yeah,
Oh, cool.
him and Dante. That's going to be a bit of a dogfight. It's unfortunately, I think it's the type of scenario where Dante needs to do well, and then he probably needs Aaron to not do well for him to pass him. I want to say 6 points behind. I didn't have a chance. I just came off the hill. I didn't review the points before this, but yeah, he doesn't have it sealed up. He can't DNF and walk away with it. That's for sure.
Yeah, I mean, I had a note there on like some of the guys that have stayed domestically, Dante being one, Austin Dooley, like these are all guys that will be sort of hungry to prove something, I think, with everyone coming over to, let's call it their series now.
Speaking of hungry,
Yeah, we've talked offline, like it will be cool if these guys can make like a real career out of it, racing a different series. And then you come together like at the US Open or at some other ones. It is pretty cool. And that's why I like it. There's like a different races over there. You mentioned World Champs is this unique race. US Open has a title. Yeah, it's cool what you're building. And I've always been a fan. And it was something that helped me sort of gain the confidence and take my racing to the next level when I was able to have a good result, when I was up against Sam Hill, G. Atherton, all those sort of guys. It was like something that helped me like realize I could take the next step. And I think you're helping racers do that for sure. And you've got juniors, as you mentioned, Acer, but someone like Tyler Waite coming off a
Oh, that's
world
right.
champs silver medal.
In the open class.
You
Yeah,
know,
another guy. Yeah.
he's in the junior category, but now he gets to prove himself in the open category.
Uh, I actually I actually forgot when we were going through the list. I think he's another. Yeah, there's so many contenders on the dude side. So the Group A, which is our 17, 18, and open. I think I say we have like 90 men in that group. 90
Yeah,
men
it's
in the
something like
open
90.
class group. So it's a good field. Like that's a healthy field. Like I have to make the decision if we're going to have a cut. I don't know. Lately, the past couple of years, we've been right on the bubble. Our rules say if there's 80 or more, we'll do a cut on after qualifying. But I
Okay.
hate to cut. I hate to cut 10 people. So that's can be a few minutes of racing in the pro class. So we'll usually kind of just say, all right, we're skipping the cut. Everybody gets a shoe in for the final because we can do that. You know what I mean? Like we have the freedom to do that type of stuff, which is sweet. So hopefully we don't get into a situation where we have to cut people, but that's the rules. And as the field continues to grow, which it's growing every single event, we're going to be back to a the traditional 60-man cut is eventually what we're going to go back to on this. We didn't want, in the process of getting people to spend money and follow the Monster Energy Pro Downhill Series and go and travel and invest with us, and we don't have the live broadcast yet. We don't have a real reason to cut at 60, except that it's a rule, right? So like, it's why bother? Like if we can enhance the racing a little bit more, and we have the power to do that. But next year we might be looking at much more significant like qualification to finals cuts. So we'll see. We'll see where it gets. It's not like in our interest. Our interest is having a good race. You know what I mean? And um, it'll be a game time decision, I guess, when we get to this week, when we get to Friday night of this week.
Yeah, well, fair enough. But I mean, as we wrap up, so the post show is going to come out Sunday, I want to say, because the racing is Saturday. Is that correct? We're allowed
Yeah, I
to
think you
quote that
and I.
time.
Yeah, well, I don't know exact time. Hey, I'm not great with time. I've already proved that to you. But yeah, I wanted to revisit with you on Sunday when things are fresh, and maybe I can even pull a few people in. Maybe I won't be in a parking lot like this. We'll find a little bit better spot, and maybe even just chat with a few people or grab a winner or something, depending who's around Sunday. Because just so like your audience knows, Pro Downhill Series still has full amateur classes in it, like similar to outdoor motocross, and so we run pro qualifying on Friday, and then pro finals or open class in this case, finals on Saturday, and we run amateur qualifying on Saturday and amateur finals on Sunday. So we still have a full day of racing on Sunday, but that my team can handle that, so I'll make some time to talk with you.
Yeah, we'll definitely see if we can get it done. But I think another thing to touch on is I see someone like Mitch Rapalado on the start sheet. We haven't seen
Good
him
old
at a down.
Mitch.
Good old Mitch, right? We haven't seen him at a down in a long time, and I think that's the cool thing is as other series are going to like less riders, this one's like more inclusive and the characters show up, and I think that's really cool to see. And like you've got the free ride. Are you doing the free ride class again?
No, there was some sort of
Ah,
conflict. I think
okay.
we have a handful of free riders, including Caden Ingersoll, who's off the DL list, who are going to be um, riding the best whip on Saturday, and they might race, but we didn't have enough to field a full free rider class. But what we do have is a handful of moto heads. So like Cade Clayson is racing. Um, I just found out Marvin Muscan is racing the U.S.
Is
Open.
he really?
Yeah, so like
Shit, I really am bummed on not making it this year.
it's going to be a thing for us more and more seeing these motocross guys because they all ride and we have like zero barrier to entry. There's like all this business like, oh, Ken Roxon, you're going to race World Cup. And it's like, oh, okay, like let's just think about the mechanics of him getting into that. Whereas with Pro Downhill Series, it's like, show up and qualify, you're in. Like, that's it. You know what I mean? Like, we don't ever want to get away from that. We will continue to move the bar higher and higher and higher and eliminate lower level athletes out of it, just simply for the numbers we can handle. But we won't put as many like barriers to getting in, if you will. You know what I mean? It's just not the model that we have here. It's just like a completely different thing. So I think that there's a handful of motocross guys. We had Josh Hill do a couple races. I'm trying to think. There was another. I can't remember who it is. Josh Toth. Is that how you say his last name? He's a big like enduro, like hard enduro rider. He's done it. We've had Manny Littenbauer. Is that how you say his name?
You know more than
Here,
me. I don't know.
yeah, he's
That's
been
cool.
here at the U.S. Open and raced. It's crazy. We kind of keep it low key, like because they're here to enjoy it, and it's like we don't want to blow it up. But what I'm waiting for is the first motocrosser that's like retired, and it's like, all right, I'm all in, full season pro downhill series. I'm gonna shut these mountain bikers up. That's what we want, you know. Like, talk some shit. Tell us you're better than mountain bikers. Show up and prove it. That's what I want to see.
Well, I mean, that's not what Kenny meant in that pod. But if
I don't think Kenny meant
he
that. I don't think
no, he
Kenny
no,
meant
he
that.
no, he definitely didn't. We're waiting for someone. But I mean, dude, these guys rip. I know Brendan was with Billy Bolt, I think, and he was like, dude,
That's
he's
a fast one.
ridiculously fast on the e-bike, and I've seen those guys at Leogang a little bit. So yeah, we could send out some invites now that I'm super excited to get to next year's one, because I'm not going to make this year's one. We'll have
Yeah.
to get that class, but you don't need time. You only need one run for the free riders, because we all went down together. So it's not like you're not
That was
wasting
not
time in
part
the
of the
race
plan, man.
calendar, right? In the day, you just need
No,
one
it's
2-minute slot, and we just 10 of us will go down. I've
it's
still got
not
the footage.
it's
I've still got the footage from that run. That was pretty fun with
it's not that we said no.
Regatkin
It's
and the
that,
likes.
yeah, and it's not that we said no. It's that they like Nikolai. He's in California for something. There's something going on. I don't know what it is. Something in their world. It's probably some jam session or backyard jam or something's up where they were all doing something, so they couldn't make it. So
Sure, man. Well, yeah, dude. Keep doing what you're doing, and I appreciate it. I will hopefully see you on the flip side in America next time. And
yes, for
yeah,
sure.
for everyone, make sure you go check out Pro Downhill Series on YouTube to check all the broadcasts, all the course previews, and everything they're doing. And it's just another avenue to watch some awesome racing. And it's cool what you do with the broadcast. You've got it literally feels like a live broadcast. It's just obviously delayed, but you got the
Yeah,
commentary, the split times. It's awesome.
yeah, and I would say definitely jump on the Instagram this week. You know, starting Wednesday through Sunday, the Instagram will be really full. Like, we know we don't have that live broadcast, so we try to get, you know, as much in there as we can. Another thing that everybody should make sure they're tuned in with Win TV. Win's here. He's going to be talking to all the athletes, doing a ton of you know, behind the scenes stuff and raw footage. And I mean, dude, who doesn't love Win TV? It's the best. So um, hopefully he captures some good raw riding too, because the track is so loose and rowdy right now. We're supposed to get rain right before practice, so it's going to be
Awesome, man. Well, Clay, thanks so much for that. And till the next time we chat, make sure you go follow on all the channels: Instagram, YouTube, Pro Downhill Series.
yes, sir. Thank you so much, man. Wish you were here, and we will talk with you. I'll stay in touch with you via text this week. Maybe I'll FaceTime you from the track or something like that, and then we'll make a plan to reconnect and talk about finals.
Awesome, man. Cheers. Bye.
Sweet. Cheers.